African time. Good evening, everyone, and good day if you are connecting outside of this time zone. If you can hear me, can you just put up a thumbs up? All right, that's great. Thanks, guys. Good. All right, so we're about to start, and this is a warm welcome to the Nigeria Microsoft 365 community, where we share knowledge and we get to work around Office 365, enterprise mobility, security, as well as Windows 365. So basically, this is a community of leaders, mentors, as well as consultants, technical engineers, people that work around the Microsoft 365 space. And as you know, it's not just a one-man show. I'll be talking about everyone involved in this process, and you can also see so that you can be part of what's going on in the community. So welcome again, everyone. It's good to have everyone here. If you know anyone that's supposed to be here right now, you can just shoot them a quick message or you can dial them up so that they join, because tonight's session is the opening session and it will be very, very good that they are part of this session. So I'll be going quickly on my slide. I would introduce myself as we go forward. But then again, I just want to welcome you to the Nigeria Microsoft 365 Community Mentorship Program for 2026. So we've had in previous years, and it has always been a success. And this year will not be left out as well. So we're starting this 4 months intensive M365 mentorship program. It's to help you kickstart your digital journey. So it doesn't matter whatever state you might be, if you're at the basic level, intermediate, advanced, whatever level you might be, this is supposed to help you to kickstart or probably jumpstart if you've already been in the program before. So technologies that will be learned in this 4 months would include, and not just limited to, the Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Studio. We have the Microsoft Entra ID, Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Intune, Microsoft Defender XDR, Microsoft Purview Compliance, and also some other Microsoft Office applications, which is part of what we'll be looking at for this 4 months program. So, as I mentioned earlier, the community is actually combines a lot of people from different walks. And because of this particular mentorship program, we have some people that has come together to organize this. And it will be an honor to actually recognize them so that you know and meet some of our organizers and the mentors alike. So we're going to meet our organizers. First off is Madam Olajumoke Toriola, popularly called MJ. She's the Nigerian Microsoft 365 community founder. She's also a founder to many other communities, and she's a key person when it comes to M365 in this part of our world. So if you don't know MG, if you're just meeting her for the first time, I'm sure you would know her as you go on. She's a very likable person and very, very fun to be with as well. So MG is our leader. I personally call her our leader. She leads and then we follow. So that's MJ. We also have Emmanuel Itoji. Emmanuel is a very, very senior cloud and security architect. Emmanuel is my guy. And as that is also one of the leaders also in the community. So it's part of the organizers of this program. He would also be taking on some of this concepts and the topics. So you definitely have a lot to learn as you go on with the organizers. Next on the list, we have Rafia Abdusalam. Rafia is our current manager. She manages the Nigerian Microsoft 365 community as well. She's also a seasoned M365 professional. She's an expert. She's also an MVP. And just to go backtrack as well, MJ and Emmanuel are also MVPs. So Microsoft MVPs basically means they are valuable personnel in the Microsoft ecosystem. So this is not just a group of people that are not talented. We don't just work. We don't just talk. We actually work. And these people have actually done a lot of work in the Microsoft 365 space in our region. The next is Oyimafu Emmanuel. Oyimafu is another senior consultant and a senior architect in the Microsoft 365 space. He's bringing a very, very strong wealth of knowledge in the compliance security side. So we have a lot to gain from these organizers. Also on the organizer list is Aishat Oshile. For most of you that has joined the group, you would find out that she also heads our communications and public relations. So Aisha's part of the organizers of this program, and she leads that part of the Microsoft 365 community as well. So she would also be taking on some of the topics. So for everyone you see here, everyone also will be bringing their knowledge. So you have a lot to learn. So as part of the housekeeping rules, you see why you should actually listen and be able to grab as much knowledge as you can during this 4 months, because it would actually go a long way. Then we also have Paul Ogboriefor. Is a cloud infrastructure engineer, is also an MVP. This man is the best of the best. When I tell you he's the best, I don't want to make mouths, but you'll find out when he probably gets to his session. You'd see how much knowledge he has to share and how much you can gain from him. So these are a list of our organizers, and you can just drop a thumbs up if you recognize them, or just to appreciate them, to say thank you for putting up this 4 months program together. It's not easy to come up with something like this at this time. So let's appreciate our organizers. Then yes, so I'll be moderating for today. My name is Adekunle Sarumi. I'm also a consultant in the Microsoft 365 workspace. I've done a lot of work in that space, and I also would be part of the mentors of this program as well. But for today, I'm just here to introduce or to water the ground, as we'll be listening to the speaker of the day, which is in the person of MJ, Madam Olajumoke Toriola. She'll be taking us today. And then I would actually want you to listen and get the best. I tell you, you would not listen to MJ and not get anything. She commands this presence, and then she also has a lot of knowledge. I tell you, anything MJ tells you is fact. So take it to the bank. Anything she tells you is legit. You don't have to doubt it. So that's our speaker for today. So a few housekeeping rules, because obviously there has to be order to everything. So this session will be recorded and be made available for future viewing, but it's still advised that you actually join live for the coming sessions as well, so that there would be hands-on during the sessions and you don't want to miss out on these things, so that you can actually be enjoy the interactive sessions that will be coming out of these particular sessions as well. Also, you're advised to mute your microphone, which I think it's already muted. But if you are not muted at the moment, it's advised that you mute your microphone when you're not talking, and you can just react with your favorite emoji at any point in time. In the chat section, we also have other mentors, other leaders that can respond to your questions, so you don't have to unmute your mic in case you have any questions. They can always be taken at the end of the classes. Then you can pen down list to the next one, which is to pen down your question until the Q&A session. Then we want to advise that you follow us on all our social media pages. On Twitter, we are at NG M365. Also, we have a YouTube channel. So for each of the session, for example, the deep dive sessions, this particular mentorship programs, they have separate channels in the YouTube on the YouTube channel, so you can always go back and review them. For the past mentorship programs or the previous deep dive sessions, you can always go back to also pick up one or two from them. And then lastly, we really, really value your feedback, because this feedback is what we get to put into the next programs, into the next sessions. Feedbacks from the previous years is what has helped us to get to this stage we are at this moment. So please, these links would also be shared in the chat, and you can always drop your feedback for us. Thank you. So question and answers, but before this, I just want us to get straight into the program. So I'll be giving the mic to MJ. Thank you, Madam Olajumoke.
Thank you so much, Adekunle. That was a lot of introduction. I mean, thank you so much. Good evening once again, everyone, or good day from wherever you're joining. Please just allow me to quickly share my screen and then can get started. Please confirm you can see my screen, please. Yeah, with just some reactions, please just confirm you can see my screen. All right. Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's begin. I'm looking for my slide. Yeah. All right. So for the sake of just to put a face to my name, this is MJ, just Olajumoke Toriola MJ. But I like to say ahead of time, I mean, I'm not Michael Jackson. And so MJ is just a fun name that the community, friends, and colleagues just gave me. But you can always, and when you see me, MJ is, I mean, there's no problem. Don't add Madam MJ to it because that would be a double M. Madam, please. So MJ is fine. Thank you so much. All right. So today, to begin our journey, we'll be starting with a career growth and paths, and why it is quite very important for you to understand how you develop and also how you maintain a career growth and paths using this framework that I'm going to be speaking about in a few minutes. And the reason why we decided for every mentorship program that we organize, why we decide to go through this path is just for the main reason that we understand that some of you may just be fresh from school, and I'm sorry, from college, from university, and then some of you also may just be deciding to start your career in tech and you don't really know how to navigate around it and all of that. So um that is why we normally start this way, just to give you a bit of a background to help you with that, um, to help you to safely land, and then also why you slide on to be if that's a word to use. Okay, I think a lot about has been said about me, but I'm a little bit of information about me again. And the reason why I like to always put my picture when I'm introducing myself is because I know that I have a very husky voice. And so some people may mistake, oh, is it a man that is talking? Is it a woman that is talking? So look at me very well. This is a woman because at the end of the day, I would appreciate that when people wants to talk to me, it is please not that sasa, you know. So my name is Olajumoke. I'm the Chief Technology Officer of Ashton Limited. Apart from being an MVP in the M365 apps and services and also in the Microsoft Foundry category, I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. And I also happen to be a Microsoft regional director. I'm a proud woman in tech, to be honest. And so, thumbs up to all of you. And most especially, please, I'm not biased. If you have females in the house, I mean, thumbs up for all of you. I want you all to just congratulate yourself and then give yourself a round of applause for coming on this. Apart from being a community founder in Nigeria M365, I'm also the co-founder of Textile Labs, a community of women in tech. And our vision is actually to bring more women into tech. And this is not being biased, for we've heard a lot of times when people say, oh, is it what about the guys and all of that? So we tell you, we're a virtual skate. You're always welcome in Textile Lab. But the truth about it is that Textile and the Nigeria M365 has grown so much that we have people even interchanging from both communities. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I don't think I have any Olajumoke Toriola on LinkedIn. I think I'm very unique. I'm the only one there for now, except somebody has changed. Somebody has joined yesterday. And then that's my Twitter handle. Okay, to start with, I just want to quickly know how many of us in this place are graduates, fresh from school? Well, I mean, let me just see. With your hands raised, let me see. How many of us with hand raised? How many of us are graduates just fresh from school? Oh, great. So I have a good number of us here. This is so nice. So again, how many of us are just joining And then the whole essence of journey is because you want to start your career in tech and you just felt, okay, probably maybe the M365, the modern workplace is where I can find my footings. And many of you are just journeying. I was trying to change career into tech. All right, you can actually use the chat window also and then chat on that and just tell us whether you graduate, whether you new graduate, or you're just switching career. Beautiful. All right, this is great. All right, so first thing, let's talk a little bit about all of why um what this mentorship program is all about. And so for me, I normally say is providing you as an individual with the necessary, not only the training, encouragement, and guidance to help you conquer one, first your fears, and then also for you to be able to cultivate a self-confidence. Another thing is also for me, for all of us here to help you uncover that creative, innovative, and leadership abilities for you to be able to excel in your desired pursuit or ambition or career goals in life. That is what mentorship. So this is what all of this program, apart from giving you that platform where you learn all of the um, technical skills that are necessary for you to succeed in life, we are also looking at a situation where you can have those soft skills that is quite very important for you to navigate the career path. All right, great. Yes, I can see, don't worry. I can see a lot of you saying you're switching career. So first thing, what do we expect from you as a mentee? And it's quite very important. um, the least you can do to honor what every one of us is doing in the next 4 months is for you to keep to time. That is the very least. This is a free program. We're not asking you to pay for it. We're not asking you to go break the bank for you to do this program. But you can see that a lot of people are putting efforts, taking time to come on these to be able to teach you or to impart this knowledge. So what do we expect from you? The least we expect really is for you to keep to time. And why we say that is because the courses are quite going to be very in-depth for you, and so we want to cover as much as possible and also keep you so long on the course. So we expect that people should be here on time. Again, have a very positive attitude. You may not get it all at the beginning. In fact, it may sound very like gibberish, that what is all this gibberish these people are saying. In the first 2 classes or 3 classes, you may even want to be discouraged to say, I don't think I can move on. So I'm telling you ahead of time, have a positive attitude, because at the end of the day, you will find yourself. It is just with every new skills that you start learning. The very first 2, 3 attempts, you may not get it right, but consistency is the key here, and the commitment, the dedication. So tell yourself, the very first thing I want you to tell yourself is that, why did I decide to enroll on this program? Definitely you have a reason why you decided to come on this platform. And so that reason is something that should keep you against all odds, against how you feel, against how you want to discourage. So I'm telling you ahead of time, have a very positive attitude. Most importantly, we preach that you should have respect for one another. There is no stupid question anywhere. If anybody asks a question, they're asking the question based on their own understanding or how they feel they can frame that question. So I will expect that you respect that person, even if it sounds somehow to your ear, or probably maybe the way the person asks that question sounds like, oh, this is a foolish question. Like I said ahead of time, there is no foolish question. So have respect for one another, and then respect, as we all know, is reciprocal. You should also be open to learn, and then be willing to be coachable. That's the most important thing. And then have this mindset of receptibility, where you will receive and then you will say, okay, I want to understand more. So having said all of this, I'm going to move to my agenda. And my agenda for today is what are career goals, and then what are goal setting, and then we'll look at the difference between a career growth and a career development. And then, sorry, I think my number 4, there's a mistake there. Then we introduce ourselves to the other frameworks like the SWOT analysis. Some of you may be hearing this for the first time, and the SMART framework. But not to bother, I'm just giving you a bit of background into all of these. Some of us might be the first time we're hearing it. Some of us, we've heard the word SWOT analysis before, or we've even heard the word SMART framework, but we did not even know how to apply it to our own career. So never mind, we're all going to look at that today. So to start with, what are career goals? So we look at career goals as the milestones or objective that an individual set for themselves in their professional lives. So what's the reason for this goal? Is to guide their career paths. So, I mean, when you look at career goals, you are actually looking at a situation where you want to actually make a decision about, not, it could be an education, it can be a job opportunity, it can even be a professional development. So career goals actually can vary from person to person. It depends on what you are really looking at. It can even be influenced by a personal interest. Trust me, it can be influenced by values, by skills, or even industry trends. So let's see where the technology is going. Probably maybe this is the reason I'm trying to create another career group. But one of the things I want you to take away with you at the end of this discussion today is that the only thing, and I emphasize it again, the only thing standing between you and making your career vision a reality is how well you translate it into a tangible goal. So I'm going to repeat myself again. The only thing that is standing between you and making your career vision a reality, because I know, like I said, you didn't just happen to just come to this platform. You have a vision for your life. You have a vision for yourself. That's why you came on this call. But the only thing that is standing between you and that career vision and making it a reality, the truth about it is how you translate it into a tangible goal. And that is the reason for all of the time we will say that let us have this career, let's have this soft skill discussion before we go. And again, the sole impediment to manifesting your career visions lies in the translation of this vision into not only what I refer to as tangible goals, but what achievable goals. So it is not enough for us to think about it and say, oh, my goals must be tangible, but it is also important that it must be achievable. And the best way for you to start creating a career goals is for you to break them down into whether they are short term or they are long term. And as I said before, there are two types of it, which is whether it is short term or it is long term. So, well, let's look at the short term. Short term career goals are objectives really that can be achieved within a relatively short period, typically within a year or two. I mean, it serves what this goal serves is that they serve as a stepping stone, towards a long-term aspiration. An example could be, I'm looking at acquiring a specific certification or skills. I might be looking at, okay, I want a job promotion within my current organization. And then I might be looking at also completing a project or a task at work, or I want to improve a work-life balance, or even expanding my network connection. These are short-term goals because you are just trying to achieve it within a time frame. And then it is, like I said, it is a stepping stone towards a long-term goal. So for you today, you might consider that you are trying to start, maybe you just want to acquire the certification around the M365 or the modern workspace. Maybe that's your career goal. Maybe a short term. That's what it is for today. So the next one is actually what the long-term career goals. The long-term career goals require a more extended time frame to achieve, and then most times they span through several years. And these goals reflect an individual broader vision for their career and their life. So an example we include probably maybe you want to attain a leadership or executive position within an organization, or you want to become an expert in a particular field of what or industry, or probably you want to start running your own business or consultancy, and you feel, oh, let me start with the modern workplace technology category or solution category like the M365, or probably you want to make a significant impact in the community or industry through your innovative contribution. That is a long-term career goal. But like I said, you can't achieve a career goal without you doing what? Breaking it into what is referred to as tangible goals. So this is where goal setting comes in. Now, when you want to attain or you're looking at career goals, you have to come into what we say tangible goals and achievable goals. And this is goal setting. Now, the first thing you want to do, because in goal settings, you have these three things to do. And the first thing is what you want to identify what is most important to you and how much you can really bite off at one time when it comes to your goals. That might be the first thing you just, well, I mean, that would be the first thing you want to do. You want to do what? You want to identify what is most important to you. It is not a thing like I used to tell when people sit before me and probably maybe they're asking me to mentor them. That's okay, ma, please, how do I go? How do I move from this stage to the other? Or how do I go advance in my career? And the first thing I tell them is that what have you identified where you want to go? So it's not a thing of probably maybe I just want to move in my career. Where do you see yourself in the next 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now? And then what is that thing that is so important to you? And more importantly, how much effort is required for you to realize that goal you're looking at without biting off or even getting discouraged along the way because you feel you cannot go on with what you decided to do. So sometimes that's the way. And then when you've understood that, the next thing is that you transition into what? Into tactics. What do I need to make things happen and stay what? Accountable. So you are looking at strategies. Until you identify where you're going, that is when you can draw up strategies or approaches or programs for you to be able to do what? To achieve that goal. And this is where you will need to stay what? Accountable. Most times, this is where people will need what is referred to as an accountability partner, where I will get someone to please, okay, I said I want to be, in 2 months' time, I want to write so certification. So I need someone to really keep me accountable to my goal. So this is where you need that accountability partner. It can be your peer, it can be someone higher than you in the industry, it can even be someone in your family member. You get. So this is where you need to be accountable. And finally, you really want to stay and sustain your goals. This is where you turn your goals into habits. And there is a saying that habits are formed every 21 days. So if you do something repeatedly, and that is why it is very possible that if you do something consistently and repeatedly for a period of a month, you find yourself that you get used to it and it's not difficult for you to go on with it. So I want to believe that in this first month that we are in February, learning the M365 track will not be something difficult because you will start practicing and then you will get yourself into it. So one of the things that you have to come to terms with is that even in getting your career goals, you have to what? Identify, stay accountable, and then find a way to sustain it, where you maintain or support the process over a continuous period of time. That is what your goal setting is all about. Now, the next thing is that let's talk about career growth versus career development. A lot of us miss it all. But the truth about it is that you can use this word interchangeably. In fact, they fit in into each other, but we just talk about the difference between the two of them. So when you talk about career growth is the process of advancing in a profession. You get it's typically you achieve this through what is referred to as promotions or an upward mobility within an organization. So what we say about career growth is it represents what the big picture of an individual's career trajectory, and it's always measured through factors as you've gotten to a place and then they start looking at salary increase, job titles is changing, and then maybe your responsibility at a place of work is increasing. That is what career growth is. On the other hand, when we talk about career development is an ongoing, lifelong process, and it involves self-awareness. And if you remember what I said earlier, I said when you're setting up your goal setting, you first have to what? Identify it. You have to identify. So that process of you identifying is actually is what is called self-awareness. So what you do is that in career development is what is there is it involves a self-awareness. You are trying to enhance your skills, and then you're looking at some sort of a personal growth. So I'll break it down so that it's not mixed up. A lot of people will say career growth is targeted at probably maybe an upward mobility. You attain it through promotion. So let's say today I am the team lead of my I'm the team lead of my department, but I'm aspiring to be my what they call it. I'm aspiring to be a manager. Now, that is my career growth. My career growth is that I said, but I want to be a manager. Now, to become that manager, I need to develop myself, right? My career growth is I want to become a manager. But to become that manager, I need to do what? To develop myself. Maybe I need to take some sort of skills enhancement, some sort of training, some sort of soft skills, because it's going to test my managerial skills and all of that. And then that is career development. The way it is that it helps my career growth for me to realize my career growth. My career growth is that what I get it through promotion. My plan is that I'm going to be a manager. But for me to be a manager, there's certain things I need to do. But I need to take more certification. Maybe that's some of the criteria that is required in my workplace. Or probably maybe I need to take some sort of what skills and all of that. So those are what career development. And career development is always what is short term. Why career growth, like I said, what is the bigger picture. Now, career development is focused, like I said, on short term, and it emphasizes the quality of experience. The quality of experience you gain through your learning opportunities, probably in your personal and professional development, rather than quantitative measures. That's the difference. So this is the difference between your career growth and career development. But the truth about it is that there is no stage in your career journey that you do not experience these two. So have it at the back of your mind. Whether it is as you are just starting your career journey, you might be at the level of your career growth, and at the same time you are looking at your career development. Yes, I want to develop myself. I want to learn M365. Yes, and at the end of the day, maybe in 2-3 months time, or I want to see myself as an IT support engineer. That's a career growth. With this journey you started this is today is to enhance or to get all of the skills. So you see that the two of them are interchanged. At no time do you leave them. Only that one is short term, and the career growth is actually the bigger picture, which you will always aspire to have as you go through this. So again, career growth is the what and the where. Why development is how I achieve it. And I cannot overemphasize is that the growth is achieved in the long term. Development is also ongoing because what it is short term. So it is all through your career journey you are going to. So maybe you plan this for 3 months is a career development. You plan for 3 months, you have achieved that. You plan another one. So it's ongoing. Now let's look at the 6 stages of career development. And I like the fact that I have a mixture of audience in the house today. Some of you are just graduates, and some of you are also going, you're switching career, which is beautiful, to be honest. And then once again, I want you guys to give yourself a thumbs up. Just clap for yourself. Don't put yourself on unnecessary pressure. To be honest, you're all going to get there. The first important thing is you made the step, which is the right step you are taking today. You have choices, to be honest. You could have gone for one Owambe, or you could have been watching one football, you could have been doing one thing, but you chose to be here, which is the first step that you have taken. So, give yourself a round of applause for that already. So, but let's look at these 6 stages of career development. One is the follower stage. Now, typically, this is associated with your first job or your internship out of college, or you have not even gotten anything. But the truth about it, what you're doing with us here is an internship program. You might not just be employed to get salary, but the truth about it is that you are also undergoing an internship program in a way. So it can be a real job. Maybe you just started a job and then you find yourself that, oh, this is the path I want to go. Let me get the necessary skills for me. So this is where you see yourself as a follower. And as a follower, you are action oriented and you are task focused as you carry out what others tells you to do. One of the things I always liked about this internship program is that we've seen the challenges with the Nigeria with our graduates, and I'm also concerned about the fact that a lot of our graduates today are not job ready. Maybe because of the curriculum we have in the school, or because we're coming out of school, we don't have the necessary skills and all of that. Sometimes these skills are actually supposed to be gotten where you go and do your CWES program. But most times, unfortunately, a lot of us, when we go for our CWES program, we actually serve as a replacement for an office assistant. So I can tell you all of those. So but the good thing about it is that even if you miss the opportunity of learning, where maybe you go to an IT firm, some of us doesn't even have the opportunity to go and learn in an IT firm. When we go for our CWES program, we just want to fulfill, that 6 month CWES program internship and all of that. But this is an opportunity for you. So here right now, and then maybe even if you have started work, you are at a stage where you are just learning. You are learning to follow. And why this follower stage is very crucial for you at the start of your career, please listen to me very well, is that you will never learn to lead well in the future or effectively if you don't know how to follow someone at this stage. This is the stage where people tell you what to do. This is the stage where people give you tasks. This is the stage where people they want to see how you respond to tasks that you're giving. This is the stage that marks where people say, this is somebody that we can rely on. And so sometimes this is why this stage is quite very crucial, is because this is where you have the opportunity to learn everything inclusive. You learn the technical skills, and at the same time, you learn the soft skill. What soft skill? People will think for you to be a leader, how do I now learn soft skill of a leadership at a followership? Because you are learning to follow. And as you're learning to follow, you are looking at the person that is leading. Some of us will tell ourselves at this stage, I want to be like, Oga. I like his leadership style. And that is why this very first stage is quite very important to you. Now, the second stage you're going to move to is the collaborator stage, where you will begin to work closely with others. Now, this is where you start building some sort of valuable people skills. So you are moving, you are still operating from your technical skill set. However, you started adding a bit of people skills through collaborations with peers. This is where you start working with people, and then you have differences. They come with their own baggages, you come with your own baggages, but at the end of the day, you have to meet at a point, and we are going to experience that because in this internship program, our plan is to merge you together for projects. And so you come across people with different um, background, disposition, the way they talk, and every one of you have to come to a meeting point. Because whether you are working right now or you are planning to work, or this is going to be a platform that will launch you to the outside world as an available person for employment, you will learn the soft skills. You will learn the soft skills very well at this stage. So I'm not sure I'm the one, but can you guys hear me clearly? I'm seeing someone say that my voice is skipping. Is there a place you lost me? Can you guys hear me very well? All right then. Thank you. So I guess it's the fellows. Yeah. So probably the person is very close to the Third Milan Bridge. You know, you can lose internet around that area. Just joking anyway. Okay, this is fine. All right. So that's the collaborator stage, you know. Now, the next stage you move to, which is the third stage, is actually the instructor stage. And what happens at this stage is they've seen your technical skills. Organization that has employed you have seen your technical skills. They've also seen how you collaborate, that you're a good collaborator, and they're looking at you and say, oh, I think we should move this guy to be a sort of team lead. You might not outrightly be a team lead over a unit. You might not outrightly be a team lead over a department. It might just be a project is on ground, and there may be 2-3 people are part of the people that are going to be part of that project. And they look at the way you work, your technical skills. They look at your leadership skills, and they say, oh, we want this person to be a team lead. You get. So the instructors stage is the stage where you become what? A team lead. And it's that stage where you give instruction to your teams. And like I said, your team can be what? Can even be just several people or just one person. It can just be that you are on a project and you're supposed to lead people, and that's all. So just give me a minute. I think I want to mute this sound. It can be distracting for me. So the key here, rather, at the instructor stage is whether you can effectively instruct people on what needs to be done instead of you being the one to do it. That's so you are building not only your leadership skills, you are also building your people skills at this stage. So and then when you get to this stage, the next stage you are going to move to is what? The manager stage. So this is the stage where you do what? You have a larger team that you are managing, and then you have bigger goals and objectives. You are one that can be setting goals and objectives for departments. So as I'm putting this in I want people, if I were you, as I'm talking, I will be writing years, attaching years to each of these stages in my career development, in my career journey. I'll be putting, okay, if I start this, and like I said, let it be tangible and achievable goals. It's quite very important. I'll be putting years to each of these. I will not tell you that I will encourage you to say, oh, in 6 months' time, I want to become a manager. If you are just coming out of what they call it, of college, you are a joker. Success demands commitment and time. And so I will encourage you to do the right thing. But I mean, as a way of starting, I will tell you that it is good that you plan it and you look at it and you can say, oh, at this stage, at this year, I should be here, I should be here. That will actually help you to see how you will realize your goals as it pertains to your career development. So at the manager stage, really, this is where you actually act as one who motivates your words, your direct reports. You have people reporting to you now, and then you achieve you I mean you motivate them, and then you give them you create objective and goals, as well as a means for them to also what the direct reports under you, for them to be able to pursue and then achieve them. So you may be in a role that says that, oh, you are a change manager, you are managing a significant effort to change or implement something, such as a total work system, business restructuring, and then you're bringing up goals and then objectives, yeah, and then you're putting people to say, oh, this is how they should do it and all of that. So this is where you are a manager. Now, as you climb up your career journey or your career development ladder, the next stage will be your what? You become an influencer. Now, this is where things really get interesting. This is a stage where you transition away from directly managing a team to influencing people. I don't know, maybe for some of you that have worked or you've come across people that you will say, oh, even when they are not the people that you report to, but you find that when they're in any meeting, they command attention, they command respect. You like their leadership. Oh, even when it is not their unit, people can't make decisions except they are in that call. Oh, they will say, we want to hear from Mr. So, we want to hear from Mrs. So before we go on. They influence decision and all of that. So they might not necessarily be in your department, but they are people that would influence decision. And then they work across the organization, especially those that they do not even report to them. So there are people that influence, and then they contribute to the overall strategic goal of the company, whether it is their direct report or their direct department or across the organization. These are people that they call influencer. In fact, the truth about it is that you can be influencing people in other departments who are not at your level or even a level above you. That's the truth about it. When you grow, you get to that stage where you just find out that people just say, oh, even though this man is not in my department, but I think as it pertains to my career journey, I want to have him talk to me about it, you get, or tell me what to do. So that is where you see an influencer. Now, the final stage, which is actually the last stage of a career development, is with the stage where you consider as what the leader stage. In this final stage, you spend much of your time empowering and inspiring others. Instead of telling them what to do, you tell them what to think about. Do you see the difference? You start empowering people to be more creative, to be more innovative. In fact, at this stage, you don't tell them what to do. You help them, you tell them what to think about. So they become result-oriented people, that they are not only creative, they are not only innovative, they come up with ideas, and their ideas are not just ideas. You are helping people to come up with ideas that can transform not only your organization, but industry. That's where you get to that place of a leader, that you don't necessarily be the one coming up with the ideas, but you have empowered people in such a way that they come up with ideas that can transform the organization of the people around you. So your biggest priority here is actually for you to motivate people so they can do and become more than even what they thought possible. And this is the whole reason of this mentorship. You remember what I talked about the very first time of the mentorship program? We want you to be able to discover those things that are actually in you that you don't even know you have. Excuse me, that you already have, and you don't even know that it is something that you have. We want you to discover it. We want you to be empowered yourself. That at the end of the day, you are transforming. You are that leader. You become that leader in wherever space of life your career takes you to, that you can give a positive change, not to only people around you, but even to the industry or the community at large. That's where we are going. But for us to be able to achieve this, it's not a wish show. We just don't say we want to wish and then get it. We have to set what is called what? Effective career goals. And this is taking us to how to set effective career goals. Now, setting effective career goals involve what? Careful planning and self-reflection. Remember the first thing I said, you have to be self-aware. You have to tell yourself truth. Sometimes you just need to sit down and do a sort of self-assessment. I do that almost every year, quarterly for myself. It is different from what they call New Year resolution. No, self-assessment is different. And then I'm going to tell you what the self-assessment starts. It begins by you doing what? Understanding your personal interest, your personal strength, your own weakness. You are not just identifying the good thing about yourself. You are not as said, oh, I'm interested in M365, but what are my strengths in this area? What are my weaknesses? Where is my passion? Where is my value? That is where it starts from, your self-assessment. So this is where you use this framework like a SWOT analysis to carry out what? Your self-assessment. Now, questions you will be asking yourself at this stage is, what are my core values and how do they align with my career aspiration? Those are the questions you will be asking yourself. Another question that will come to mind is, what skills and experiences do I possess that can support my career goals? And then you will also be asking yourself, what areas do I need to improve to develop to reach my desired career milestones? These are the self-assessment parts. So as you stay here and you are listening to me, because you are starting your class, if not tomorrow, maybe the other week, the next weekend, the question you'll be asking yourself are these. Please, what are my core values and how do they align with my career aspiration? And then what skills do I possess that can support my career goals? And what areas do I need to do what to improve myself? Now, the next stage you will go to is that you will do what is called a research and exploration. In order for you to gain a comprehensive understanding of the potential career opportunities around you and even the challenges involved in it, it is beneficial for you to do what? To explore a wide range of career options and industries. So this can be achieved through what? Conducting an informational interviews with professionals in various fields. So you can reach someone on LinkedIn, you can reach someone or probably in your place of work and you start asking information. That's why we call it informational interviews. You are attending career fairs, you are coming into the community to network, to ask questions, you are gathering information as much as possible, you get, and you are reading industry publication to stay updated on current trends and insight. You are amassing as much as possible information. All of these activities is going to do for you at the end of the day is to provide you a valuable insight that can inform your career decision and help you identify the paths that best align into your interests and goals. Because the first thing you did was what? You started with what? A self-assessment. You look at your aspiration, you look at your interests, your goals, your passion, and all of that. So the first thing is for you to start now asking information. That information that you got in will now help you identify the paths that best align to your interests and goals. So those are the things you need to do. Then the next thing is that, which is very important, is for you to define a SMART goal. Now, the word SMART here, what it stands for is what? Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, you want to employ the SMART criteria to define these goals. So the approach here is to ensure that your goals are clear and what they are actionable. For example, instead of I used to say a lot of time, people will tell me, I want to advance in my career. Is that a SMART goal? It's actually vague, because I want to advance in my career. You know, I sit somebody down, I'm mentoring somebody on career, this thing, and then, okay, so what's your career aspiration? I want to advance in my career. That is what I want to do, but that's vague. Because for you to define that particular word, I want to advance in my career, it has to, for you to define it as a SMART goal, it has to be what? It has to fulfill all of these five criteria that I talk about. It has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So look at the difference here. Let's say someone tells me I want to advance in my career, and then the other person tells me I want to earn a project management certification within the next 6 months to qualify me for a team lead position. Who do you think has a SMART goal among the two of them? Of course, the person that says I want to earn a project management certification within the next 6 months, it is time bound. It is specific. I want to earn a project management certification within the next 6 months, which is time bound, and then it is achievable at the end of the day. It is also measurable, and at the end of the day, it's going to qualify that person to be what? A team lead. That is what is a SMART goal, not I want to advance in my career. So to all of you that I'm speaking to this night, when you're writing that SMART goal, make sure that at the end of the day, it conforms to being specific, to being measurable, achievable, relevant, and what? Time bound. When you've done all of that, the next stage for you is to what? Create an action plan. You want to develop a detailed action plan, outlining the steps needed to achieve each goal. You want to break them down into larger goals, the larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. And that is what I tell you. Remember what we said initially. Identify how much you can take, or you can chew, you can bite without unnecessarily pressurizing or killing yourself. The truth about this word, I say it guardedly, is that you must be able to know when you are lazy and when you are struggling. There are two different things there. People, if you are lazy, you know the answer to, you already know the answer. If you are struggling, that's a different thing. Of course, when you're struggling, we know, oh, you need someone that can help you. Somebody can mentor you and say this. So this is where you break down your larger goals. It's a big picture. I want to do what? I want to hand a project management certification so that I can qualify as a team lead. The ultimate is for me to become a team lead. So how do I achieve this? So I break that team lead into what? Into different goals. To become a team lead, I need this certification. To become a team lead, I need these technical skills. I need these soft skills. I need to be able to conduct myself. This is what I need. These are the things. So you broke it down into smaller, manageable tasks. And then most importantly, you set deadlines for each step. You are not just saying you are breaking it down into smaller tasks, but you are setting deadlines for each task. You are telling yourself at so point I should be able to do this. And this plan serves as a what? As a roadmap guiding you through the process it will help you now to stay on track on what you want to do. Now, the next stage after this is for you to seek support and mentorship. Now, you're seeking support from mentors, from colleagues, from peers, from professional networks. Right now, this is another step you've taken. You are seeking support from us, from the community. You are seeking guidance. You are seeking mentors that can give you valuable advice, that can give you that encouragement, even when you're struggling. Your peers can offer you insights and they can share experience. Yes, I was trying to create a user account and the user account is giving me this. Oh, this is what I did. I was trying to disable one account and this is what, you're getting experiences, you're gathering it. And as you're building all of these, you're building a strong support system around you to enhance your motivation and at the same time, your accountability. That is what you are doing. And lastly, what you will do is this: you monitor your progress and you adapt. How do you do all of that? In monitoring your progress, you do what is referred to as you do regular review and assess your progress towards your what? Your career goals. And please, I tell myself, celebrate your small wins. If you are able to, if you learn something new today in M365, please go jump on on the social media, shout it, celebrate yourself. Don't feel, how will I put it? Don't feel, oh, it is just a small thing. Celebrate yourself. I tell you something. The more, and I think that's what they said. Somebody was talking about Paul. If you know Paul, every small thing he learned is where he goes online to shout it. He will just say, I've learned this thing today. And then this is how I did it. He will even put the steps. The truth about it is that you are challenging and competing against yourself. The truth is that it's like you're not competing against anyone. You're actually competing against yourself to say, oh, you are raising a bar for yourself, and you are, in other words, showing yourself accountable to that bar. To that bar that you've raised. So if you learn something new, oh, I learned this thing new, this is the new steps for me. Celebrate your little wins. Don't wait until you get that little wins the big win where you can celebrate. Celebrate your achievement, but most importantly, identify areas where adjustments may be needed for you to do. So be flexible. So be flexible and open to adapting goals and circumstances as they change, or new opportunities that arise. So review and assess, celebrate, and then at the end of the day, be flexible and open to adapting to new goals or new opportunities as they arise. So that being said, now I want to now teach us how we can do what? We can achieve, or we can create a SMART goal. So I hope every one of you are getting value from this. I hope you guys are getting value, and then at the end of the day, you started writing something down for yourself to say, oh, this is giving me. Like I said, don't pressure yourself. The truth about it is that you're just starting and you will get there. Even me today, that I'm a CTO, I started off like you. You see, Adekunle that was speaking a lot of grammar, saying it that it was flowing and all of that. And then you see the introduction he gave a very beautiful introduction, all of that. It started like you. If you see me when I started my career in IT, this is how I was doing my finger to figure out all the keypads on the system, on the keyboard, for me to be able to say, oh, where is A, where is B, and all of that. All of us started as a learner. So do not be ashamed. To be honest, do not be ashamed, and don't put yourself to say, maybe you find that out one person is moving faster than you, and then you will get there. The only thing that matters is that you are consistent and you are dedicated, and you tell yourself you are not lazy. That's why I said there's a difference between when you're lazy and then you are struggling. If you are struggling, that's why you have the mentors, and the community is big enough to encourage you, to support you. Believe it. I'm a product of a community, and that is why we decided to give back to every other person that is coming after us. So let's talk about how we can do what? We can create our SMART goal. Now let's start with it. What is SMART goals? We've already said it. And I will add another one, that is what? SMARTer goal. Now, a goal must be well defined, must be clear and unambiguous. That is why it is what? Specific. Now, whatever career goal you're coming up with must also be what? Measurable. It must be with specific criteria that measure your progress toward the accomplishment of that goal. It must also be what? Achievable, and shouldn't be impossible for you to achieve. It should not be a goal that is not realistic. It should not be a goal where it is not relevant to your life purpose. It must be something that is within reach. It must be something that you must be able to get people to support you. Not something that is impossible for somebody to say, oh, how do we help him in this case? Do you get? Then it is also should be timely. which means it should be clearly defined with a timeline. You should have a start and a target day. And the reason for this is because we tend, when a goal has a start and a target date, it creates a sort of urgency in you. And that is why I said you compete against yourself. You are competing against yourself. You don't need anybody to tap you. You are, oh, I have to achieve this. Then as you go on, it has to be a goal that you can evaluate, which means you can regularly check whether you are meeting it, you are exceeding it, or you are missing, or whether you need to make any adjustments. In case if that goal, it is too much for you to achieve. Then you will do what? You will reevaluate it. You are reevaluating it from time to time. It's actually throughout the duration of your time, of your career life. A SMART goal is something, is not a one-time thing. It's something you create almost on a yearly basis, even if it's not a quarterly basis. It is something you need to create on a quarterly, yearly basis. However it was, it can even be biannual. You can create your SMART goals, something that is what throughout the duration of your life. It is not something I create now and then I leave it. And so what are the questions you are asking yourself around when you create that SMART goal? So first thing is this. These are the questions you're asking yourself for a goal that is specific. You are asking yourself, who is involved in this goal? Am I the only one that is involved in this goal, or do I need other people that is going to help me in the achievement of this goal? What do I want to accomplish? What is this goal? Where is this goal going to be achieved? Is it in my workplace? Is it in my personal life? Is this something that has to do with God knows where? And when do I want to achieve this goal? And why do I want to achieve this goal? These are the questions you ask for a specific goal. Because what? This to be specific is that you want to be as clear and specific as possible with what you want to achieve. You want to make your goal specific. So this 5 why question is what you will consider. Then, when it comes to being measurable, measurable means that what evidence will prove you are making progress towards your goal. If there is no criteria, you will not be able to determine your progress. And if you're on track, to achieving your goal, I mean. So what you are looking is that how many or how much more can I take? How do I know if I've reached my goal? What is my indicator of progress? These are the questions you are asking yourself. Can you measure whether you are on track to achieve the goal? These are the questions you are asking. Then being achievable, you are setting goals you can reasonably achieve within a certain time frame. And then this goal, because you can achieve it within this time frame, it will help you to be motivated and focused. Now, the achievability of these goals should be stretched to make you feel challenged. That's the whole reason. That's why we said you want to create a sort of urgency, but it defined well enough that you can actually achieve it. So what are the questions you are asking yourself? Do I have the resources and capability to achieve the goal? If not, what am I missing? How often does it, I mean, how you want to ask yourself, have others done this successfully well, or have they done it before now, and have they achieved it, and how did they achieve it? These are the questions you are asking yourself. Then the next thing you want to do is that your goal must be what? Realistic. So you yourself that you are creating the goal, you must believe that it can be accomplished. You will ask yourself why the goal is important to you, how achieving it will help you, and how it will contribute towards your long-term goals. That's what you're looking at. So the question is the goal realistic, and is it within reach? Is the goal reachable given the time and resources that are at my disposal? And am I able to commit to achieving this goal? So finally, the question you are asking yourself around timely is, what is your goal time frame? If the goal is not time constrained, like I said, there will be no sense of urgency, and then there will not be any form of motivation for you to achieve the goal. So the question you are asking yourself is that, does my goal have a deadline? When do I want to achieve my goal? And so, like I said, you evaluate your KPIs, your goal. Your KPI is what we call key performance indicators. These are, I'll call it flashlight that tells you, oh, you have met this goal, you have done it, or you surpass your goal, or you have not even met it, and all of that. And you continue to reevaluate. So now that you have created a SMART goal, you see how to create a SMART goal. The next step for you to do is to do what is called a SWOT analysis. That is, we are going back to our self-assessment. Our SWOT analysis stands for what? Our strengths, our weaknesses. I've come to tell myself that I want to create these goals, and these goals must meet these 5 things. They must be specific, must be measurable, must be achievable, it must be realistic, it must be time bound. And I've created beautiful goals. But now I come back to myself and do what is referred to as what? A SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis is what you do that looks at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and the threats around you. Now, SWOT analysis offers an objective look at how a person fits in their competitive landscape, and also, let me use the word job market this time around. Now, a SWOT analysis considers all factors, whether positive or negative, whether external or internal. And this is where you want to be true to yourself. You don't want to tell yourself the only good side of yourself. You want to sit yourself down and say, hey, MJ, listen, this is your weakness. MJ, this is your strength. And these are the opportunities out there. And these are the things that are standing against you as threats for you to apply it, to get it. So you are telling yourself the truth. You are not just trying to bittersweet yourself. Just sweet yourself, tell yourself the sweet things. You are being honest with yourself, even when the truth can be hurting. This is where you want to tell yourself. So what does your SWOT analysis consider? Like I said, one, the internal factors are elements that are what? Within the situation or team, or even within you. So we call those external factors are things that are imposed by outsiders, or like the opportunities and threats. Of course, opportunities in the job market, it is not inside of you. Threat is in the job market, it's not inside of you. But when it comes to your strengths and weaknesses, it is you or the things around you. You get. So when you're looking at your SWOT analysis, the intent really, let me explain, is that the intent is to have a review of your strengths, weakness, opportunity, and threats. So with the results you have, you can use this framework to make informed decisions to develop a career strategy that fits your skills and experience. So how do you use it? The SWOT analysis focus on the internal and external environment. You examine your strengths and weaknesses in the internal environment, and then, like I said, opportunity and threats are in the external environment. So let's talk about our strengths. So your strengths are your skills, your abilities, your qualification, those things that work to your advantage. You can even be a good orator. You can be somebody that speaks very well. I tell you something, I know of someone I've worked with in the past. The truth about it is not, when you come to being technically sound, is not all of that. But one of the things is that he's someone that comes into a room and he lights up the room. When there is no dull movement with him. The other guy that is very, very technical sound, that one does not even talk. Another good thing about this other guy is that when it comes to him, he knows how to organize a team. So those are strengths. So when you look at the strengths, it include even work experience, education, additional training, certification. And then things for you to consider is, what are your strengths in your current role? What other strengths do you have? What advantages do you have that others do not have? Is it a degree? Is it a certification? Is it special skills? Is it even a connection? Do you know one Baba somewhere and all of that? So you look at your knowledge, skills, and abilities in all of this area. That is your strength. Then again, you come to your weaknesses. Where are those places you need to improve? Those are the things you are telling yourself the truth about yourself. This year, starting this year, I already know, oh, I have a weakness around this part, that is time management. So this year I'm focusing on how to improve my time management. SWOT analysis is something I do almost every year, quarterly, by monthly. I have like it drawn up and say, oh, let me assess what I said I want to look at. Let me assess what I said I was going to achieve this quarter. What are those things that stood against me around weaknesses that I need to improve on? These are things you need to look at. So sometimes it might even be your confidence, it might be your presentation skills, it might be the way that what is this word? It might be even an imposter syndrome that you have. Do you get? It can be a weakness. So it can even be lack of having the right certification to move forward. So your weaknesses are areas you feel that, oh, you could improve your performance or a situation. So the question you are asking yourself here is, are you completely confident in your qualification, in the education or training and skills you've received? If not, where are your weakest points? What tasks do you tend to avoid because you are not confident when performing them? And I'm saying tired of time. You know, some of us, we just, when they give us some tasks, when we know that we cannot, we just use style and style and style. Say, we form one sickness or you form one excuse and all of that. And then you get, but there are weaknesses that you need to identify and come to task to say, oh, it has a negative effect on my work. So things to consider from a personal internal perspective is that, do others see your weaknesses that you don't see? Which is the truth sometimes. You want to ask someone that is very close to you, someone that is very mature, that is not going to use your weakness against you, to tell you that. You may not say, oh, what are my weaknesses? You may say, where are the areas you feel I should improve on? I mean, as a team member, as a colleague, you've seen the way I've worked, and where are the places you think I should improve on? You can even go and meet your manager and say, what are those things you think I should work on better this quarter? Or, so and then you want to be realistic. It's best to face any unpleasant truth as soon as possible. And that's quite very important. So then when it comes to opportunities and threats, they are external to you. They are external factors that can improve your situation. So there can be a job in the market that we've seen now with technology trending now. We've seen jobs around AI coming up. We've seen things around, oh, more than ever, modern workplace engineers are becoming more relevant because somehow everyone has to has to use productivity tools, and then which they are even using AI to enhance these days. So I want to position myself to know it. These opportunities in the market, you see resources in the market, but now you look again at the threats. Threats are external factors that puts you at a disadvantage. It may be that, okay, you don't have the right certification for me to even be able to move or to grab these opportunities, or you might be in the market and you feel that, oh, there is a competitor in the market that knows it better. If you are just starting up your own, that knows it better than you, and then you are at a disadvantage. So, but the thing about SWOT analysis is not for you to dwell on these external factors. It's to see how you turn your threats to become opportunities by leveraging on your strengths and converting your weaknesses at the end of the day to being truthful to yourself, your weakness, you convert them to opportunities for yourself. So those are the things you need to do with your SWOT analysis. And we're coming very close to the end of the program. And then how do you create one? How do you create a personal SWOT analysis for your career? Now, these are examples. A lot of what I've said earlier, you have an example of internal and weakness. Strengths and weaknesses. Strength can be internal positive aspects that are under your control, your education, your work experience, specific transferable skills like communication, teamwork, leadership skills. Those are things that put you advantage. Interaction with professional organization. It can even be your networking in the community that is at, it can be your strength. Your weaknesses are, like I said, lack of work experience, low GPA, wrong major, lack of goals, lack of self-knowledge, lack of specific job knowledge, maybe weak technical knowledge, weak job hunting skills. You look at it. The weaknesses, the whole essence of you looking at your weakness is not to discourage you, but rather to help you to say, oh, with this weakness, I can create a smart goal out of this that can turn my weaknesses at the end of the day to an opportunity that can become something good for me. So it is not for you to shy away from me. It's just for you to be able to look at it and say how you will resolve it. It may not be that you resolve everything at the end of the day, everything, but the truth is that you will be able to have made progress at the end of the day. Then external, I've talked about all of that already. There could be opportunities that you have in the field if you enhance your education. There can be career path you have chosen. There can be strong network. There can be opportunities for advancement in your field and all of that. Why threats are negative, opportunities are positive. Then threats are things that competition from your cohort. It can even be from your colleagues. It can be competitions. Competition from your peers. It can even be obstacles in your way, lack of advanced education. It might be negative trends in the industry. Today, before now, everybody was going cloud, 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 cloud. Now AI has come in, everybody's going AI now. Before everybody, 2 years ago, you will hear everything that it was it 2 years ago, you will hear a lot around cloud, but this time now, everybody has to upskill and said, oh, AI, and then security, all of those is coming up right now. So you can see the trend in the industry, and then that is changing. So you want to keep yourself abreast that as they are changing, you are also changing with it. So then this is an example of a personal SWOT analysis. You can see Dave just graduated from college and wants to create a SWOT analysis before searching for personal trainer. Yeah, the section of his personal. So what I'm asking you to do today is that when you've created your SMART goals, go to draw another 4 quadrants in the paper. One section put strength, another section put opportunities, another section put weakness, and then threats, and then start listing it as it pertains to you. So you can see what Dave has done here. He said one of his strengths, he said bachelor's degree in sports medicine. He said it belongs to a certified body. Personal, he has a college internship with the local health. He has passion for helping people. Your soft skills are still your strength. But weaknesses, he said difficult developing training plans for swimmer. He sees part of his weaknesses. Find it challenging to compete for client, limited sales. Then he sees the opportunities out there. There are opportunities for training session. There are opportunities for room for career advancement and all of that. Then he sees threats, the competitions that are against him, and other that are more confident with the sales aspect. There are threats to him. So definitely having all of these, he knows what to do. So that is the same thing. At a point in my this was during the COVID period. I had someone from Kenya that I was mentoring because I also volunteer in other community apart from, and the community was Wentos. I had someone from Kenya. Today, the lady is still in Microsoft. The lady is working in Microsoft. She was still in school. So I started mentoring her. And this was our own SWOT analysis there. Why I used to use it a lot is because I observed this person from someone who couldn't even speak, who could not even um come up and say anything. And today she hosts Microsoft's program. She speaks in Microsoft. If you go to Microsoft Reactor, you will see her a lot there. She's speaking, she's training, she has content, she's she's one key person. And as she came out from school, she was just snatched immediately in 2021 or 2022 2021, 2022 by Microsoft. And today she's quite very, very good. So you see, when I was having my session with her, this was what she drew. And she talked about how this helped her a lot because she was able to identify her weakness. Identify that one of the weaknesses she had is also imposter syndrome. She was always feeling I mean, she's not good enough. She can't do. She wants to be sure every time that she's doing the right thing. She lacks confidence in herself. And then through the mentorship program, we're able to see how to overcome all of that, how she can practice public speaking, how you present to me this and all of that. And then today, she's actually all over. So I'm just giving an example that this is how you can create also a SWOT analysis. And then this exercise is actually for you. I mean, just create your own SWOT analysis. Like I said, you have strengths, you have weaknesses, you have opportunities and threats, and then just list them all. Yeah. And so finally, what are the ways for you to overcome challenges in achieving career goals? One, fear of failure. Now, the fear of failure can hinder your progress and prevent you from taking risk. So the most important thing for you to do is to overcome this fear by adopting what is referred to as a growth mindset. You do not see setbacks as a discouragement. You view setbacks as a learning opportunities. And I'm telling you ahead of time, believe me, guys, as you've started this journey, that's why I use the word, have a positive mindset. You may first, second, maybe even the third class, you may still be finding your way around to understand what we are saying, especially if you're just starting. And you may want to be discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Don't see the setback as, oh, some people are catching faster than you. Maybe this is not where I am. Maybe this is not even where I'm supposed to be. The truth about it is this. They are learning opportunities for you. It may just mean that you need to go back again and rewatch the recording and understand. It might be that you might not even watch it once or twice. It might be you might watch it even 3 times. Maybe the third time is when you are watching. I mean, you are understanding. And again, it might be that it might require you also to speak out, to ask people, or it might even be to you to say maybe you want to make one more research, to say maybe you want to go. When I was learning, let me tell you the truth. When I started my journey in tech, I go to Google, I type even in broken. If I find out that the English I'm typing, maybe no, it's not giving me the result. I'll type it in broken, and sometimes funny enough, I'll get the result. Or you can even type the result and say, explain cloud computing to me in a layman understanding. And you will be surprised. You have ChatGPT today. If you go there and say, explain cloud computing to me in a layman understanding, you'll be surprised the way it will break it down and then explain it to you. So sometimes don't view the setback as a discouragement. See it as a learning opportunities. The next thing that can also affect you is procrastination. Procrastination can delay your progress and lead to missed opportunities. This is where what? Effective time management comes in. Effective time management and prioritization are essential for you to combat what? Procrastination. Lastly, lack of resources. You might be here today and you have limited access to resources such as education, training, or financial support. They can pose as what significant challenge, but however, I'll tell you, being in this community, you are covered. The truth about it, you don't need to spend money you don't even need to break the bank for you to learn. You have Microsoft Learn. There are courses we will create for you on Microsoft Learn that even when you follow it, trust me, if we get vouchers for you, I'm not promising ahead of time, so you don't come and hold me. If we get vouchers for you, fine. But when we get vouchers for you for certification, you can write and then you will be able to write certification and then just using Microsoft Learn. So you take advantage of it. Do you understand? Then we use this word a lot. In fact, if this word was a human being, it will say the whole world started using me during COVID. Intentional. You have to be intentional. The way we even said it, some people will even say it in a style. But the truth about it is that intentionality, if you ask me, is all about you being self-disciplined. Do you get? And then You are self-disciplined and you compete against yourself, which is very important. Don't wait to compete against anybody. When I started my career, I didn't wait for anybody. I was competing against myself. And how did I compete against myself? Up to today, I still do it. At least in 1 quarter, I must write an exam. People ask me that how do I do it? It's just that I must find an exam to do in 1 quarter. If it is a training I have to go and do in Microsoft Learn, I must look at it and say, oh, there must be an exam that I should write. And then in those days, I will write exam 10 to 12, 12 to 2, because exams in Microsoft are 2 hours. All right, 10 to 12, 12 to 2. And I'll be studying for 2 exams at the same time, one day. So it wasn't difficult for me to grow even at this age, and I'm still doing exams. And then I must write one exam in a quarter. So look at yourself. That is a goal for yourself, that you must at least write one exam in a quarter. You will not, you are positioning yourself in the industry to how relevant you are, not only at your workplace, but even to the industry, so that you are someone that they can you employ. That's what you're positioning yourself to. And so the takeaway for this session is that, one, identify your goals, understand your goals, come up with a system, set up a career achievable goal, seek out learning opportunities, share your ambition, connect with a mentor, have an accountability partner, become a negotiator. And I'll tell you a story about this negotiator. One of the things, I have a colleague then, I have one of my staff then is in the office. When I give people work, maybe it's not deliberate, to be honest. And I keep saying it. But one thing I love about that lady is that once maybe I say, oh, this one, you go and do this job, and I did not call her, she will say, MJ, please, I want to see you. And then I'll say, no, we'll all go down to the 10th floor in the office. And then when we get to the 10th floor, with water on her eyes already, she's saying, what did I do to you, MJ? And I'm like, what happened? You give everybody a job you did not give me. You know what I love so much about that lady is that she made me conscious that anytime I'm giving anybody a job, I'll call her first, so that she will not have a wrong idea about me, because she negotiated her way to success. Today, she's not even in Nigeria again. She's a hot cake abroad. You see, and you could have someone that would be happy. Thank God, then you did not give me work to do, that person could be happy. But this person, people think that when you want to negotiate, it's only when they are negotiating for salary. Maybe you are in interview session and they're asking you, how much salary do you want to collect? You say, I'll collect this, I'll collect it. That's not only the time you negotiate. You negotiate yourself to success. You find opportunities where you can reinstate how relevant you are to that place you're working or where you are. So become a good negotiation, a good negotiator as you go on in your career. Where there is no place where they are saying, oh, they are doing projects, you push yourself forward. I think I would love to be part of that, to be part of the team doing that project. You're telling your people, let them say Obasabi, let them call you whatever names you want to. You are putting yourself out there to be recognized and to be relevant. Though, because what you're doing is that you are building skills for yourself. You are training your hand. And believe me, that will pay you at the end of the day. Then most importantly, review your goals from time to time. Ask for feedback. Your SWOT analysis. You know this is what you're working on. Have an accountability partner. Tell the accountability partner, I'm working on this thing about time management, please. Beginning, how do you evaluate me this time around with time management? Or meet your bosses. Tell them, give me feedback, sir. Tell me the truth. What are the areas you think I should work on? What are those things you identify as my weaknesses and you think I should work on? Those are things that you will learn to do. And at the end of the day, unapologetically celebrate your success. Don't apologize for it, even if it's a little win. Celebrate it. Being a great professional means knowing the right people to call in, to be honest. Anytime when you need a reinforcement and then you are in need of help. So rather than seeing others as your competition, Embrace collaboration as a professional strategy for growth. Okay. And then we end it up. Identify and pursue a certification. Be like me. This whole journey for the 4 months. At the end of it, your third month, definitely you start looking at, oh, a project together with the rest of your peers. After that, what then after then? I mean, after that, there are the fundamental exams. Microsoft sometimes give it free of charge that you can write for it. We will see. We are not promising. Last year we had about 700 plus or even 700, more than 700 vouchers that were given to us. We will see if Microsoft Learn can give us this year. If we don't get for it, we'll see any other opportunities that, but the truth about it, ensure that you can also prepare for your exam. Build knowledge, skill capacity around new workloads and a targeted job growth. Attempt at least one exam in every quarter. And then I'll leave you with this. Let me see if I can bring it up. The AI skills, let me see if I can bring it. Part of the certification, I will say you should go. I'm trying to see if I can bring it up here. Now, if you see the certification, if you're not there already, these are the certifications we'll say you should do. I'm coming. Let me see my pointer, please. Right. So, sugar. If you know MJ, sugar is always is sugar, sugar. So you hear sugar a lot from me. I'm not saying I'm eating sugar, but if there's anything you want to know about me, that's sugar. All right. So this is it, right? So you have certification around this. We call it the AI business solution, but these are the track we are taking you, which is the M365 Copilot and agent administration. Then we have the fundamentals, these fundamentals, Microsoft 365 fundamentals, and then we'll be looking at things. These are the role level training. So fundament the fundamental trainings you're getting. We're giving you something on Azure 900, not OAZ, sorry, Azure Fundamental, not on completely on AZ 900, but the cloud computing aspect, which you are also going to be able to write AZ 900 exam. We're also going to train you on things that you're going to be able to write MS 900, which is M365 fundamentals, and also for M365 Copilot and agent, so you can write the AB 900 and also SC 900. So at the end of this training, the least, we are using the word, the least certification at the end of this, what they call it, you should be able to write the SC 900, MX 900, AB 900, and AZ 900 certification at the end of this 4 months. So for some of us that are higher than that, the truth about it is that there are some sort of, if you visit our YouTube channel, you will see other trainings that we have done that are even advanced intermediate that can be that you can write for yes, no problem, I'll share it, that you can also write for what they call it, for this other rule base. So you can see the fundamental. This is where it means the basics. You have the rule base where you, if you have achieved any of these, then you can come down here. Then you have the specialty where you are like you are advanced in all of these. So, but then our training will help you cover this definitely, and then we can take it up from there. So I think this ends my class. So any question and answer, any question from every one of you, you can unmute now. I'll stop sharing my slide and then also put up my camera. Yeah, I think I have a lot of answers. Yeah. All right. Okay, so thank you all for listening. I hope you're not bored at all, because I know I talk a lot, but I hope this talk has been quite very useful. Okay, so Adekunle, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, MJ. Please, can I get thumbs up at least? Let's see reactions. Um, if you know you've learnt, I don't want to say one or two things. If you learnt 1,000 things, please, can I just see your thumbs up? All right, thank you guys. So, if you have questions, I can see quite a number of people, and I'm looking at the time frame as well. So I'll unmute you, and then you can speak. So I'll just be selecting from the chat. I think first I have Ibrahim. Can you just unmute? You should be able to unmute your mic and speak now. Ibrahim, Surakat. Are you there? If not, we'll probably just pass it to the next person. We have Adeyinka.
I think we have to mute them, or
I
I
did.
don't think they can. All right, okay.
I did. I did.
Or they can leave it in the chat window.
Okay. Ibrahim, your mic is opened. Adeyinka, your mic is also opened. So can you unmute yourself and speak?
You have to unmute. You have to unmute yourself. You have to uncheck it. Okay, I think I will wait for them.
Hi, good evening. My name is Ibrahim Surakat.
Okay.
Thank you for having us and thank you for this amazing class. I actually learned a lot and I was able to jot down so many things. Thank you so much, Madam Jumoke. Your teachings are
You're
very
welcome.
nice and straightforward. Thank you so much, ma.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibrahim. Thanks for that. Adeyinka, you can also unmute your mic and speak. So I can see the third person here is Razak. Razak, I'm opening your mic now, so you should be able to unmute and speak. 2 minutes or probably just a minute so that we can accommodate the number of people we have here. Adeyinka, Razak. Okay, Razak, I think we just heard you, but you probably want to be louder. And if you've spoken, you can drop your hand. Ibrahim, you can drop your hand if you've spoken. Okay. I'll just open the mic as well for Wisdom. So Wisdom, you can unmute and speak.
Thank you.
So
very
Wisdom, you
much.
can unmute and speak.
Please, is everyone hearing me?
Yes, loud and clear. Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So I've asked my question on the chat, but I'll still ask it here. So my question is, thank you very much, Madam J. I really was impacted by your session. My question is, you selected some exam courses. I was trying to follow up with your screen while you were moving them, but I later got to notice that it was the codes you were using to mention them. So you touched some, and I think I saw about, let's say, 6 headers or 7 headers. Then you selected about 4 of them. So I want to know why you did not select the rest 3. And then you also said that we should be able to take about those 4 courses by the time we are done with the course. So I wanted to know what time frame I'm expected to take all the 4 courses, because you said each quarter, excuse me, please, we should take at least 1 course. And I don't know if the program is up to a year. I do not really get this clear. And then if we're taking 4 exams, are they coming at a cost? So I wanted to know if it will be what is the cost, what's the structure like for the exams, if more light can be thrown on such, or if there will be more light to be thrown on it during the course of the program. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you, Wisdom. So the course that you will be taking, I mean, for the 4 months, the whole 4 months, if you look at my screen again, the Azure fundamentals will be taking, will you have cloud computing? Yeah, which comes into Azure fundamental. I don't know whether next week, yeah, be tomorrow is when the mentors are going to take you through the course, the track that we're going to take. So you can see AZ900, yeah, because you have cloud computing part of it. Then we have courses, another track on M365 Copilot and Agent Administration fundamentals. All of these are fundamentals exam. You can see all of these lines are fundamentals. But what we're saying is that as it pertains to the modern workplace, the M365, what you will be taught, we will be taught this M365 fundamental, the course that you'll be taking now in these 4 months. You'll be taught around this M365 Copilot and Agent Administration AB900. You also be taught things around Azure Fundamentals AZ900. In fact, there will be a learning plan that is created for you at the end of the day, apart from the course. So we'll give you the link to the learning plan and or Microsoft Learn, which you can follow through and then you can learn more. Do you get? So then lastly, we said that there is the SC900. So why am I saying this? Because we found out that a lot of the guys that did classes with us last year, the mentorship, the 3 months mentorship, we have at the end of the day, people, when they finish the course, were able to do this fundamental for security, compliance, and identity fundamentals because it's part of the track you will be taught. They are also able to do this M365 fundamental, which is major part of it. I mean, then this is a new one, but trust me, it's something that even when we have the class with you, you should be able to do it. And then the AZ900, which is the Azure Fundamental. The good thing is that no matter who is taking you this M365 Fundamental, or who is taking you M365 Copilot, or even if you want to read the track, or you want to do the SC900, which is around the security, compliance, and identity fundamental, there, if you are reading the track, you can't escape this fundamental, these Azure fundamentals. The cloud computing is always part of the course module. Do you get? So once we finish this course with you, I can tell you that by the end of this mentorship, you should be able to do, if not all of it, you should sit for the exam, you should at least be able to do one of it, which is the M365, the MX900, which is the M365 fundamental. You should be able to do it. Now, what this means is that, like I said, for some people, you can do this exam for the whole year. But most important thing is that I use the word at least write an exam in a quarter. So it means that if you look at it, that MS900 is a small thing, I'm able to write it, and I can take AZ900 in a quarter. Another quarter, you can write it too. It doesn't show the time frame. But by the time you are into this course that we're about to take you, you start seeing that these are things that will be easy for you because there's a learning plan that we'll also share with you. So even before your lecturers, your mentors come into the class on the weekend, you have a learning plan you yourself can go through and say, oh, since this is what the curriculum they are following, I can also read ahead of time in Microsoft Learn. So that is why I said you can write. Now, regarding the exam, last year, like I said, we're able to get over 700 plus vouchers from Microsoft Learn. So we don't know this year. I'll try. I will try. I'm not promising. However, another option for fundamental exam is that I know that when Microsoft does this skilling something they normally do. So when they do it, they give maybe 50% out of the vouchers, and so you buy the other 50%. So all of those opportunities, as long as you're in the community, we will communicate, we will give it to you. If we're able to get vouchers, we will give you. If we are not able to get vouchers, if it is also the option of getting 50% voucher and then you supplement with another with the remaining money, we will see how we can get it. But you can if you find it easy, you can write the MS 900 first. Then maybe the one by the time you finish your 4 months program, the next month or 2 months after, you feel, oh, I can write AZ 900, write it. But I'm telling you that the whole program can make you comfortably sit for AZ 900, AB 900, MX 900, and XC 900. I hope that helps. Wisdom. Hello, Wisdom.
Yes, ma. Thank you very much.
Wisdom. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ma.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, MJ. So there's a question I want you to address in the chat. I'll just read it out. It's from Simeon Ajumobi. He already dropped it, so I don't think I need to unmute him. So he says, can I go ahead to pursue a career where I have passion at so much, like software development, whereby AI has dominated so much? Even newbies can build this same thing. Within few hours. I identified my threats in that way, but can I still go ahead and get my passion done, or should I be strong enough to change my view?
Okay, no, so I want him to strong enough where is it in AI, or you want to change to M365, or you strong enough where, if I get him very well there.
I'll just unmute him so he can speak. Simeon, can you unmute your mic and speak?
To see if I can stop sharing.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes. We can hear you. Go ahead, please.
I'm so happy to be here, and thank you so much for that wonderful training and organizing this at this particular time. I really appreciate it. Okay, straight to my question. My question is that due to my background in IT, I had a passion to go for pure computer engineering or computer science. I had an idea for a very long time in my life to study computer engineering, become a network engineer, then into cloud engineering. Or I start as an IT computer science guy, an IT what can I call it now? Maybe a computer science programming, and later become a software developer. But due to then, there was this restriction in JAMB and everything. And I found myself in a computer science education school. So for 15 years, I was learning and I was teaching, not practicing. Despite I was developing myself and I was gathering information and everything. Then, to my greatest surprise, God did it for me. I had an IT administrator job as my dream. Do have it. I thought I've developed myself in IT administration. Then I got a job. It was a very big one. Then the next thing in 6 months, I got this letter. We are sorry, we cannot go with you. You don't have the skills. I felt so bad and everything. And I went back and I started learning. Then I discovered something along that line. I loved software development. I had this passion to be able to build a full ERP for a company. And I said, okay, let me step back and start learning software development. While I was learning C#, which is also linked to Microsoft, C#, ASP.NET, and everything, microservices. While I was learning, my brain wanted to explode. I just saw what I was planning to develop. A guy came, he was not yet even in the school, and he said, I just got this Cloud Pro, and I wanted to develop something, and Cloud AI developed this for me, and he hosted it. I was I don't know the word I can use that can express how much I felt disappointed in myself. Then I drew a SWOT analysis. I said, AI is a threat in what I want to develop. I want to be a software engineer. I want to be a back-end engineer. But somebody came and told me he just built a full ERP right now, flawless, in 2 days. Does this still worth me going to study this thing, even if I've identified my threat? Or should I be smart enough to identify that threat and see that I cannot win this threat? And we all know this recent news that they are laying people off from places right now because just one person can do the job of multiple people in developing software with AI. So I'm not looking at it and say, okay, should I change my view and say, okay, maybe I should go back to another career or another thing entirely? That's why I decided to ask that question. Should my threat be enough to make me smart to change my view, or should I be stronger than the threat and say, I still want to go for this thing, I still go for it, despite I can see newbies who does not even know anything doing the same thing, and they can compete with me in the job space. And I just want to be sure, how far can your threat push you to stay or change a career? Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'm just laughing as you're talking. Adekunle, do we want to record questions also? I was just thinking maybe we should stop the recording so that the video is not so long for when they want to, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'll just turn off the recording now.
Yeah, okay. All right, so thank you, Wisdom, right? If I got the name right. Wisdom, right? Thank you for your question.